What's up, everybody? Welcome to Sexin and Flexin Reptile Podcast. We are back, me and Levi, my co-host, and then we got Dayna from CMB Reptiles.
Hello.
All right,
This
go
is
ahead,
going to be
Levi.
fun, guys.
Yes, it is.
So how was the move? How was the transition? That's my first question. Sorry.
It was fast, hectic, but smooth at the same time. Because when we decided and got the okay to move from the last place and that we could get into this place, we had literally 24 hours to do it. No ifs, ands, or buts. Had to do it
Damn.
24 hours. And it was also the same time that we vended Pomona for our very first show ever. So we did a lot of prep work for Pomona and moving everything into this store. And then we left the store to vend Pomona and then came back and put it all together. So hectic, but smooth.
I remember that weekend pretty clearly. It was crazy. Leading
Oh,
up
yeah,
to
It
it,
was
I
nuts.
mean, Bill
And
was
it was
freaking out. It was
July.
crazy.
It was the end of June, so hotter than you know what.
what was that?
So it was end of June, so it was very hot.
Oh
All
yeah.
the animals had to be moved by car and air conditioning because the moving truck didn't do animals or anything like that. So we had to do it in multiple trips. I left everything in tanks because it's just a 5 mile ride, and everybody stayed in their homes and didn't lose an animal. So that worked out well. Not even a rat.
What was I gonna say though? I was gonna say something else. I don't know. I lost what I was gonna say.
It happens.
That's how we're going to start the episode.
I
Anyway,
forgot what I
all
was
right.
going to
So,
say.
Dude, I forgot.
I,
Don't get mad at me.
and the new storefront is in a way better location, also as compared to the old one. I mean,
Way
people
better.
that aren't from Arizona don't know Sunny Slope is not the nicest of areas, but you guys are over closer to Tatum Point now, so you guys are in a way higher end area, better clientele.
Very much so. A lot more foot traffic. I mean, Sunny Slope was good, but it did all it could do for us. It was
Yeah, I
time to
mean,
broaden our horizons.
I think the old store is cool. It's just the location was it was
Yeah.
high traffic, but not for like the clientele that you're looking for.
No. No. I agree. I agree. But it
And
was good.
who did you guys have move all your big stuff over with that moving truck?
We had Chad Tice, who is a fantastic boa breeder, but he just started his own moving company, not your husband's moving company. And he came in and his guys just cling wrapped everything and moved it on out. It was his company was fantastic. It was smooth, seamless. Everything went off without a hitch. It was great. It was great.
Sorry.
That's
So
good to hear.
what better person to move a reptile store than a reptile guy? You know?
I mean, they they would be the only ones to know how to move things.
Yeah,
Sorry, I'm choking on one.
that's all right. So like all of our racks and everything, nothing came off of racks. Everything just got cling wrapped. You know, that big plastic that's on those. They just wrapped it all in that and then pushed it onto their truck. It was great.
That's awesome. I'm glad that you guys chose Chad. I mean, we both know Chad pretty well.
Oh
So
yeah. Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
shout
And
out
he's done a
Chad.
couple other small things for us too. Like we have a grandfather clock that we wanted to move upstairs. His guys came over with just like 2 hours notice, said, "Hey, we want to get our grandfather clock moved upstairs." He sent two guys over and moved it up. It was great. You can't
All
you
right.
can't knock him for that. Guy's hardworking, produces great animals. Fantastic. He has a great story,
Absolutely.
a great life story. He's really turned himself around. He's amazing. Very admirable.
Agreed.
I don't know if you
So
guys can
going
see
back,
what's going on back here, but Vern is on one again. He's climbing all over the racks back there. He's knocked over so much shit already today. It's ridiculous. But anyways, go on.
so hold on, well, I'm gonna have to bookmark that other question real quick. Why don't you explain to the viewers what's going on back there with Vern and Veronica? For the people that don't know, you guys keep white throat monitors.
Yes. So behind me, that is Vern. He is our male 3-year-old white throat monitor. And then up in these racks right here, the female, that's Veronica. So they get to roam the whole back room, climb the racks, climb everything. And then they have a 6-foot enclosure behind me that has their 160-watt UVB and heat bulbs in there. So that stays on 24 hours a day for them because it gets a little cooler back here. But yeah, they just get free roam. They're potty trained. They have 2 boxes that they go to the bathroom in. And yeah, it's great. They're definitely sidekicks, very comical. He's constantly bugging her, just like, just like a kid would bug their big sister. That's what I'm feeling is what he does. He had
So
snakes pulled out of the rack the other day, trying to climb in behind him. I mean, it's just mayhem. It's mayhem.
don't y'all have a retic room too there?
Not
That
here.
y'all
That's
keep
at home.
posting? Oh, that's at
That's
your
at the
house.
house. Yeah, that's at the house.
Oh, okay. I was like, I like that retic room y'all made there. I was like,
Yeah,
that is sick.
Bill and I put that together. It's really cool. It's hot. The kids moved out, so it's the smallest of the 3 bedrooms up there, and just turned that into a little playground for them.
Little retic room.
Yeah,
And where
retic
can
room.
people find the list of reptiles that y'all have listed?
We have the majority of them on Morph Market. So you can go to our website, but it'll link you right to Morph Market.
And who y'all have? Do y'all still have Reach Out Reptiles?
Yeah,
Reptiles?
still with Reach Out. Yep, still with them.
And who else?
Fantastic snakes. Garrett's a fantastic guy. It's just his whole family's great. Just very down to earth, humble dude. You know, can't say
I
anything bad about him. I love the guy. I went
was
out there
like,
for Retic Fest at the end or the beginning of July. So right after we moved in, Bill couldn't come with because he had to stay and open the store up because 5 days of no business and reopening, that's kind of a big deal. But Garrett understood, and it's Stella, our daughter, tattoos the Reach Out logo. So she went out there last year with her boyfriend. Garrett flew them both out, and this year I was able to go with them, and it's just such a great time being back in the Midwest and just that small town community.
I still got that right here.
Nice,
The
nice,
CNB.
nice, nice. All right, CNB for life.
Yeah, you already know.
Lifer right there.
I got them and Ship Your Reptile.
Can't beat it.
I'm actually
2 of the
about to
best
get Reptile
companies in the
Crew too.
business.
Yeah,
What was that,
Reptile
Chris?
Crew. I said I'm about to get Reptile Crew too tattooed. He's
Nice.
actually gonna give me the money
That's
to do
cool.
it. Because he already knows I'm Reptile Crew for life.
Yes, yes, that's great.
I love Johnny. Johnny's a good guy. Why are you so quiet, Levi?
I know. What are you
Just
pondering?
No,
letting
right?
y'all go. This is a
Oh,
switch of pace. Normally, you're the quiet one, fool.
oh yeah, I'm usually am, but I've been running a podcast for like the last year, so I had to learn how to talk.
Learn how to talk again?
Yeah,
Yeah.
see, did you some good.
No, I would always just sit there and stay quiet and not ask questions. I just make
Well,
jokes.
ask away, guys. Ask away.
So,
Bill,
How was vending Pomona for the first time?
vending Pomona, it was, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. But I mean, we're doing it again in January, so we really enjoyed it. The only thing that sucked was during the breeder setup for the first day. You're in there a couple hours before, all the breeders are there, and we had our animals set out. So I told Bill, let's go take a lap and come back. And he didn't want to do it. He's like, somebody's going to steal something. And I'm like, these are breeders. No one's going to steal anything. He was right. Someone stole a blackhead monitor off our table. So that really sucked. We had a male and female. They stole the female. And that was just real shitty to experience for your very first expo and vending.
that
But
sucks.
Oh, there
overall, it worked out good, and it was a great time, and just seeing everybody, and it's just fun. It's just fun.
What was that? What was that giant controversy that happened? Insane clown pythons or whatever it was that was stealing shit from Dave Levison, something like that.
I don't know who that is. I'll just be
I guess
upfront with
somebody
you
had.
guys. I don't know a lot of these people's names and their companies. I'm on social media, but I'm not. When
On
I
it. On
leave here, I don't want to see it or hear it or anything because I have to go home and see it and hear it. So the names, I only know like a handful of people, companies, brands. That's it. I'm just gonna be transparent.
Yeah, fair enough. I don't remember the exact story, but I remember something broke out from the last Pomona show that somebody had stolen a ball python, or
yeah, it was a
You
ball
know, I
python with
did
a
hear
was it a ball
drumstick.
something
python?
about that. I did hear something about somebody else getting something stolen from them. I don't know 100% what it was. But I
I
do
mean,
know this time when we vend, we're not leaving the table.
that's crazy
No,
though.
but
I don't know how people could do that though. Just be like, whoop, and then be happy with
exactly.
what they did.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. And we've had several people reach out. Like there was a guy that came up to Bill who's like retired police force, and he's like, this stuff's happened before and I've tracked people down. And I'm like, that's great if you want to tackle it, but I have zero leads for you. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, it's a blackhead monitor. That's all I can tell you. Because nobody else around us saw anything, of course. So just dead end.
That's really unfortunate. That is a shitty way to kick off your first
Mm-hmm.
vending experience.
Totally. And you know, we told the producer, or not the producer, the promoter. But I mean, what else? What's going to happen? So many black totes. It's easy to stick it in there and never find it, and that's what happened. So, oh my
How was
God,
how was the sales overall though for your first experience
it
vending
was
in Pomona?
good.
I mean,
It was really good. We made like I want to say we made money, which was good. You know, when you take away the loss of the monitor, food, hotel, gas, you know, just your normal expenses. Yeah, we did really good. I'm not going to say it was a $10,000, you know, weekend, but it was decent. It was definitely far more than what we were expecting. So it was good.
that's good to hear. Especially, I mean, I wasn't expecting anything great out of this last Pomona or any of the recent expos just because the economy is in the toilet.
Oh my God, it sucks so bad. And then
Speaking
with
of
the
that, how are
rat
you
shortage
guys?
going on too. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
We'll get to that rat shortage, but
Yeah.
speaking of the economy, how are you guys doing as a shop staying above water with as rough as the economy has been recently?
You know, it's retail. That's all I can say. If you've ever worked retail, or if anybody's ever worked retail, there's never a super high time all the time. There's peaks and valleys. And that's what it is. You got to take the good with the bad and average it out. And that's what we're doing. I mean, that's all we can do.
I feel like it's
That's fair
hard
enough.
though. I feel like on the hard times, like what y'all what do y'all try to do on the hard times? Y'all just try to push them.
Push them. We'll do like morph market auctions, put some stuff out on Instagram, you know, just that kind of stuff. Do promotions and I guess not really so much advertising, but kind of advertising through what Bill does. He does all the social media stuff. So he'll put whatever out and say, hey, we still have this available. This is available. This just came in, you know, but yeah, Morph Market does help out a lot. Like we just sold a berm last week. And then yesterday we sold a little baby hog nose. And it looks like we're going to sell a door free tick today or tomorrow, whenever that one ends. So, I mean, it picks up and it adds to our daily, whatever quota or whatever. So it's good.
I mean, that's smart. Auctioning them off. I never thought of that though.
Yeah.
Doing something like that.
Yeah. Oh my
I'm actually
God.
looking for your guys' auction right now.
Yeah.
Where would it be on?
It's on Morph Market.
Oh, okay. I didn't know they had auctions there too now.
Yeah, they
Yeah, they
started
got.
doing those back in what, February, March, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it was March. March maybe.
So, and with the auctions, they're hit or miss. You know, just like everything, it's hit or miss. But it was good when we moved in because we have those big black racks that all the animals are on. And at our other location, we had 3 levels of animals. So you were getting on the floor to look at animals. And I wanted to eliminate that. That was too much to care for. You know, 15 animals compared to 10 animals. That's a lot of mouths to feed. So on the Morph Market auction, we would do like a 2 pack or a 3 pack of leopard geckos. We did a 5 pack of crusties and just sold them for that. And that was a good way to get rid of them and not house them in plastic tubs in the back and forget about them and that kind of thing.
It's not a bad deal at all.
No.
what's up? Exotic going pits. What's going on, brother?
So, and then you
Nope.
guys utilize Morph Market pretty heavily outside of the auctions too, right?
Oh,
Even being
yeah.
a reptile shop.
Yes. Yeah. Bill
What would you
scrolls
say?
it daily.
What would you say your guys' number one animal sold on Morph Market is?
Ooh,
I would
that's
say
hard. Number one animal sold on Morph Market. I'm going to have to go with ball pythons, believe it or not. I mean, they're still so heavily bred. And I think the last I heard, there's like over 40,000 morphs of ball pythons. And that's staggering.
it's
You know,
crazy.
it's so nuts. And people just keep breeding them. And they are a good snake, but I don't think they're the best first snake for a beginner person. Hold on, I got to get these water bottles real quick. All right, that's enough.
Those damn lizards, man! I'm telling you, every time
Bro, I
I'm
think
over
those
there, they're
things are
causing.
cool. I think they're cool.
Yeah, they're awesome, but they're straight troublemakers.
I mean, it's like a freaking flood back here when he dumps the water bottles, and he knows I do it, and I fill them up, and that's when he wants to go knock them out of the rats. So yeah, I think ball pythons are great. The beautiful colors, the blah 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 blah. They're not, honestly, they're not a good first snake for a
So
beginner.
what would be a first snake for you to get?
What I like to recommend are corn snakes, king snakes, any type of colubrid like that because they are good eaters. And ball pythons can be good eaters, but if you have a male and they reach that year and a half mark, they're going to quit eating. They're going to
Mm-hmm.
stop eating. And that stresses the owner out because they're just doing what they do, wanting to breed. And then the owner comes in and it hasn't eaten in 3 weeks, it hasn't eaten in a month. There's nothing I can do. I'm not going to assist feed your snake because it's doing what it wants to do, you know? So it's a very stressful situation for the owner. And then I think with them constantly offering it food can stress the animal out too.
Yeah, I agreed. I mean, ball pythons they're great starters if you do your research. I mean, I think it all comes down to the research of what you're getting
Well, there you
into.
go. There you go. A lot of time it's these 8 and 9 year olds that want to come in that have, watched Emily on Snake Discovery a couple times and decided that that's going to be their snake. That's the one I want. But they don't dig a little deeper, because they're kids. They're not going to dig deeper. The parents are going to go from the research that their kid did, you know? That's what I deal with personally. The parents bring them in. They want a ball python. I ask them why. I did my research. I watched Emily. I watched Clint, blah, blah, blah. I want it. It's a good first pet. Okay. I can tell you my reasonings why I don't think they are, but in the end, they're going to do what they want to do. So I can only
Mm-hmm.
offer guidance.
That's big facts. I mean,
That's
I stand with you on the corn snakes and the king snakes being a good start. Probably lean more towards the corns. They're more durable. They require less maintenance.
Yeah.
Overall, again, they're going to be solid eaters every single time. You're not
Yeah.
really worried too much about humidity like you are with ball pythons, and they're from the
Exactly.
U.S., so it
And
makes
that's
it
the other
easier.
thing, the humidity levels. You can't keep humidity levels up here in Arizona. It just doesn't happen. You
Hell
can't
no,
keep
it's a struggle.
60%.
Too
You
dry.
can't keep 60%. So that is a struggle, and the struggle's real.
So what do y'all do? Y'all just like do a mister or
I mist heavily every day, and then I will every other day I'll go through. I have just like old juice jugs that I fill up and dump half into each one. Get their coconut rehydrated and go about it that way.
man, I didn't know Arizona didn't have humidity. That's crazy.
It's
It's a
very,
desert
very low.
fool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's the
but
desert. Maybe monsoon season. We're going to start getting rainy, so it'll be up to what, 25% maybe, Levi?
I was gonna say what monsoon season?
It always comes in December through March for me. That's what I consider monsoon season.
Yeah, once our heat island effect goes away, the storms can actually make their way into the valley.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it depends. It depends on what part of Arizona you're in. Obviously, like when you get up north, there's a significant
Yes.
raise in the humidity because they actually get
Right.
rainstorms. I mean, the metropolitan area is extremely difficult for
Very much
the
so.
humid, the keepers that keep animals that require humidity because it is an uphill
Mm-hmm.
battle. You either have to have a misting system, or you've got to mist once, twice, 3 times a day.
Yes.
Don't your substrate soaked to the brim one
Right.
day, like overnight it can dry out. It's
Oh, and
insane
it
how
does. Yeah,
dry it
and it
is here.
does. Yeah, it does. It's
I
so
mean, you got to
dry,
have an
like,
industrial humidifier in your fucking snake room.
yeah. Yeah, we've got one, like three retics are in shed right now. They're all in their water bowls. So I immediately see that and I'm thinking, fuck, mites. It's not. They're getting ready to shed. They're dull. Their eyes are a little hazy and they're in their water. The one had a bad shed. It had an eye cap stuck with like a flap on it. So I gently pulled that off. He's soaking. I pulled him out after 2 hours. He had some skin hanging from his chin. So I'm pulling it gently. That motherfucker nailed my pinky like 4 times.
mm,
Hurt so bad. I'm like, you're not done yet. So you can stay there. I'll get you out at the end of the night, maybe if you're lucky.
he's so mean.
But like Seamus is the dwarf berm. He's been in, I just gave him a bigger tub of water. He wants to soak. He's been in it for a week straight. And after the couple days, me, Levi, I'm looking, I'm seeing, is there anything on him? Anything? No, nothing. He just needs the humidity. They like to soak. He's a pretty big snake, 5.5 foot. He wants to soak.
Damn, 5.5 feet.
Yeah, full
I
grown.
got that 10 foot from Brass Monkey. I mean Brass Man's Reptiles. I don't know why I
Brass
said Brass
monkey.
Monkey. Sorry.
You've got Beastie Boys on the head.
No, it's a club here in San Antonio
Oh, it's
too.
a okay. I know what kind of club that is. You're probably there last night.
No, I work the club. So.
Oh, okay.
And Brass Monkey is actually one of our competitors. So.
Okay. I
I
was
work for
thinking
a
it was a
club called
strip club.
Industry.
You what?
I work for a club called Industry,
Okay.
but man, I
Do
only
we
get
need
into
to
fights.
just leave it at that?
Yeah,
Okay.
too many fights. Too many fights.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll just leave it at that.
Okay. So how
So
did you and
speaking of
Levi
the
go ahead?
hold on, because we brought up Seamus, so
Yes.
I can give the update or you can. I mean, we've separated the berm and the retig because it wasn't working out. Something didn't go right, so now we moved
He was
on.
scared. He was scared.
What scared
How
of me?
Yeah, we put them in together, and I guess after the first night, like they kind of were like, I don't know, like well, he was hesitant to her. She was almost courting him. So
Yes.
I guess over time it had just gotten worse, right, Dana? So it was just time to pull the plug on the project.
Yeah.
Now we moved on
Pull the plug
to
on it. Yeah.
just going SD to SD at this point. So anybody
Yes.
that's curious, that is the most recent update. We're
That
going
is
straight super
yes.
dwarfs.
Correct. Correct. Seamus was just too scared. I mean, he's a virgin and she's a virgin, but she at least had interest in him, because she's older
Speaking of
than him.
which, has there been a lock with the two super dwarfs that we put together?
I have no idea because if they're doing something, it's after we leave. We need like a webcam or something put in there
Yeah, Levi, leave your
because
phone in there.
he, they do take interest in each other, but it's like in the morning when we come in, she's under the cork and he's in the corner, or vice versa. So if anything's going on, it's definitely at night when we leave.
Hmm.
So I mean, they're nocturnal. Of course, it's going to happen. But
Yeah.
we will see. We will see when we go to feed her again if she takes it or not. As of yet, she still wants to eat. So I guess that means it's a
Okay.
no go so far.
Yeah, in most cases, but it's not always the rule, so I'd be careful with that.
Okay.
Think
So I
so?
mean, we're
Oh,
just going blind at it 'cause we don't really know what we're doing, but we'll get it figured out. We'll get it figured out.
What was I gonna say? No, I was gonna say something. I had to deal with that though.
what?
Uh oh, okay. So y'all have any big plans coming in? Like any like new species?
No new species. We do have a berm section and it's just baby berms right now. Well, it hasn't really taken off like we anticipated it would. So I think for those 4 tanks closest to the two stack where Jezebel and Copper are at, I think what we're going to do is bring in a couple of either get a bigger ball python, like maybe 2 3-year-old ball python, and maybe an adult corn snake, and see how that goes over. So that's because right now everything we have are babies. So I think we're going to try to incorporate that. And then I did want to do all pure locality boas when we moved to this store because nobody was buying the other ones. Nobody had any interest in the other ones. So I'm like, let's do pure locality. Got them in. We had them priced at a certain price. We lowered the price. And it's just like nobody's buying boas now. And so it's like, do we need to go back to maybe getting some sun glows, some junglos, something a little different to spice up that section? I don't know. It's very wishy-washy. The trends, you know, ebb and flow. So it just there's no rhyme or reason. Retail, there is no rhyme or reason. But as far as something else, Bill is planning because before we used to do like little reptile shows in our old location because it was much bigger. And those were always a hit. We had 10 vendors in, 5 on each side of the store. And he's always wanted to do something bigger, more grand. So he has been working on doing another reptile showcase, and I think the name we settled on will be West Valley Reptile Showcase. And we're waiting until Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, to see if we can get in for March. And then if so, we're going to proceed and it'll be at the Glendale Civic Center. And we have 9 sponsors already. And I
Oh
want
yeah.
to say either 39 or 45 tables already. How many? Oh, 50. He's telling me 50. So we
So
already have 50 vendors. And it's
damn.
just going to be vendors, animal vendors. I mean, if your company does t-shirts and coffee cups and stickers, that's fine. We're not going to have tables set up that have 3D printed trinkets, toys, stuffed animals, plushies, nothing like that. I know from my experience, I have kids. I like to take them, blah, blah, blah. My kids are older, 24 and 21. But when I go to these reptile shows, that's what I see the most of. And I don't want that. Bill doesn't want that. So we're going to try this to see how it goes over. I mean, if it's reptile related, sorry, it's a toy. I don't want this. I want it to be a true reptile show. Supplies, enclosures, plants, isopods, stuff like that. That involve helping you set up your perfect, you know, tank, enclosure, aquarium, whatever. Although we don't do aquatics, so I don't know why I said aquarium, but yeah. So that's what we're planning on doing. That I should say that's what Bill is planning on doing. I'm
But
just
I heard a
along for
lot
the
of
ride.
discussion about that though, where people wanted to bring that back because there was like people bringing in other stuff that shouldn't even be at shows.
Exactly. Like in Pomona, there's um I don't know what type of vendor it is, but it's like bubble gum machine toys, but on a bigger scale. So you're getting like a plastic ball with a toy in it. I don't want that. I don't need that. I don't think that's bringing anything to the reptile community.
I also heard like there was somebody selling like PlayStation games or something at a show, one show. Yeah, it was so
That
weird, dude.
I mean, if that's what you want to play, just stay at home. Don't waste your $15. I mean, you already spent 500 on your console and $80 for the game. Just stay home.
No, yeah, but they were like, I guess selling it or selling games or at the reptile show. It was weird. Somebody was saying that.
Unless someone wants to come with a brand new PS5 or Xbox, whatever, and trade it for an animal, maybe, because then that's at least some value. But I doubt that.
But I was just like,
Not gonna
what?
fly. Cash is king.
And I know there's like a lot of businesses too that make their own knives. There was like a lot of talk about that too. Like they should just do that separately, like with guns and knives or something.
Yeah, that should stick with the guns and ammo show. I mean, you don't need a knife in the reptile community. I mean, you don't need to go say, "Oh, damn, I didn't bring my knife. I need to buy one." You know, it'd be different if it was hooks and tongs and hemostats and probing kits and that kind of thing.
I agree. I agree with that 100%. Like if it was a like a badass like handmade hook and they like engraved it with your logo or
Yeah,
whatever, that'd be dope.
yeah, that would be totally killer. Yeah,
But sorry, my mom just got home.
I don't think toys need to be a part of it. I mean, you can
Like
go
the
to
food.
Walmart and get something cheaper.
I mean, yeah, I can see why you say that because I feel like
Amazon.
they're overpriced. What
Yeah.
like I think like $17 for a little thing like this small.
Mhm. Mhm.
I mean, but then again, it's because the material, how long it takes to print.
Oh,
Uh,
absolutely.
I saw.
Absolutely.
I went to my friend's house and they were printing a little head, and it took I think 12 hours to print.
That's what I've heard. It takes all day to print some of this stuff. And it's like, you're not going to get anything for $5 or $6 when they've got 24 hours of their machine running on their electricity. It's crazy. It's
Huh,
crazy.
I don't know. I wouldn't do that. I mean, unless I was like I said, unless I'm printing logos or doing something that benefits the hobby, then yeah.
Right. Right. I agree.
But I don't know. That's just me.
I agree.
So, out of the 50 vendors, are there any major names that you can let out yet? Potentially,
Um, um, no, we're still waiting to hear back on a couple, but I mean, most of them. Most of them.
the local crowd.
The local crowd, some different, some that we've never even heard of before, didn't know of, I should say. So yeah, it should be good. Hopefully it'll go in March. That would be ideal.
That's
That
a
would
good.
be. It's right outside of the Mesa Expo, so that
Exactly.
Y'all have any
It's either
venomous people?
no,
uh,
you
Arizona
can't
won't
have
allow it.
venomous here.
Oh, okay.
No.
Well, that's a good question.
But we do allow hognose snakes, and those are mildly venomous.
But there we go. I love hognose snakes though.
They're my favorite. Those and the eastern indigos are my favorite.
Oh yes,
Do you
I
guys
love
still
the.
have your Eastern Indigo available right now?
I do. I think the gentleman that is on a payment plan for it is here. He comes in like every 3 or 4 days and handles her. She's such a
Hmm.
lovely snake. I love that snake.
What about false
Yeah,
water
she's
turtle?
pretty.
What?
False water.
No, I don't have any falsies.
But would you get some?
Oh yeah, they've been a great seller for us.
Hmm.
Just can't find any locally.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah. I
then
was
when
gonna
you
say.
do find them, it's like, man, they're selling them for what I need to sell them for. So It's a wash, so why even bother?
Yeah, they are a
That's
hot
like
commodity right now.
they are, yeah, they are, and
Well,
that's
because
like
it's
the
so
only
awesome.
downside. That's the only downside to owning a shop is that you need to buy certain animals at a certain price so you can have a markup on it to a certain extent and not be price gouging, you know?
I agree. I agree. I agree with that completely because what was I gonna say? I think there was one snake that what was it? Oh, what about the blue is it blue Asian rat snakes or blue
The
beauties?
blue beauty, blue
Yeah.
beauty rat snakes. Nope, I've had a couple of those, but nothing
They
like
don't
that in
move.
store now. Right now in store, I have a 5-year-old Maniquari female green tree python, captive bred,
She
and
pretty.
she's gorgeous. She has the vibrant green. She has the beautiful blues on her. She's really nice. Very nice looking snake. But that's if you want a showpiece in a big, beautiful bioactive enclosure, just to sit right there in the middle, hanging, gorgeous.
Yeah, I really do agree that those are just showcase snakes, like
Hmm.
the emerald tree boas and the green tree python.
Yes. Yeah. We
Like,
did 2 years ago. We did have an Amazon basin tree boa, and that Beaumont. We named him Beaumont, and he was a dream. He was so nice, just gorgeous, gorgeous.
Hey, it was
Had
a
him.
fun one to walk around the store with.
Uh
like
huh.
I honestly want to get a gaboon viper and just showcase it. That's it.
Yeah, that's all you can do with the gaboon. Yeah,
I mean, I think they're awesome. They're amazing. But I'm trying to save up for the albino ones because those are gorgeous as hell. But I
yeah,
know they don't. I know they don't last long. But I mean, I don't know.
just beautiful though.
Yeah, that's why.
The Phoenix Herpetological Sanctuary here has a gaboon viper, and just to see it in person, it's so amazing. And then when we had the blacktail crebo, and people, even the eastern indigo, people are like, "Is that a black mamba?" And Phoenix Herp has a black mamba too, and it's like, wow, they really do look like that. But no, this is completely non-venomous.
I also
Just
like
really
the
outstanding. You like the
what is
what?
it? Wama Wama pythons.
Woma pythons are great too. The
Yeah.
womas and the blackheads, yeah, those are great. Great Australian species that get big but stay pretty slender, I think, for a big snake. We've had both of
Yeah.
those in the store before. We had one last year that I sold, and he was just so cute. He had a little overbite. I named him Floyd. He was just the greatest little thing. Floyd with the overbite. He was so cute.
He was pretty cool.
Something more
Yes.
for appreciate you. Hey, you're gonna have to finish the rest.
Okay.
All right, brother. I'll be backstage, so I'll be watching. I
All
gotta
right,
go to
bet.
work, so I'll see y'all.
All right. See ya. Okay. What's up?
Oh. All right. Well, let's. So Chris had to go to work, so let's see here. You kind of caught me off guard on that one earlier today, so I was a little prepared, but not like on the fly. So let's go with you know what? Let's go with the big question for a shop. What is your number one selling animal overall in store?
Bearded dragons. Bearded dragons.
How quickly do you turn the bearded dragons around? Would you say like is it if you get 10 in, how quickly do they move?
Month and a half. A month and a half to sell all of them. And then it just depends. Like
So if somebody
if I have really beautiful reds, vibrant, they're gone. They're gone. But then, as like I said earlier, retail, there's no rhyme or reason. as strongly as I'm selling bearded dragons, that can stop in an instant. And I'm selling crested geckos, and cresties are flying out the door. For the four-legged animals, As far as snakes, ball pythons can be really hot, and then boom, I'm out of hognose. And we only
Hmm.
keep 5 hognose, maybe 6, one in for backstock. But there's no rhyme or reason. It's like, damn, I had 5 hognoses, I'm down 3, just like that, in a week and a half.
Okay.
Yeah,
And then just to touch on this for anybody new to the podcast that doesn't know this, CMB is strictly captive bred. So you're not going to be able to walk in and find some more like of the off the wall, like, I don't know, one that comes to mind, green red tail rat snakes, right?
right,
You're not going to find those unless they're captive bred. And then you guys keep a limited
correct,
stock on animals because
correct,
everything's captive bred.
correct. And I keep a limited amount of animals because certain ones don't sell. And then I'm holding on to them, I'm feeding them, and I'm still selling them at the same price. Sometimes a lower price because I've had it for 6 months. I need to sell it. I need it to get into a permanent home. So I'm going to take a loss because I feel bad. It needs a home.
Hmm. Okay. That's
Yeah.
that is, I guess, something
That's
that's overlooked from the reptile shops, right? Is like when you guys get something in and you sit on it for a while, you start to lose money on the feeders.
absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Unless people put in a certain amount. I know we put in a certain amount, but then I'm expecting to sell that reptile before I reach that limit. You know what I mean? And then it's like, okay, I'm losing money. I just had to feed it for the month, feeding it weekly, feeding it every 10 days. And then you're starting to lose money. And then before you know it, you're breaking even or
Hmm.
losing money on something that you spent so much on.
Absolutely, and it's something that needs to be tracked, and something again, it's probably overlooked by the major part of the hobby because nobody really thinks about it, right?
Right.
Um,
Right.
Now, what would you say like your biggest ticket items sold in the shop are? Would you say they're the reach out super dwarfs?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. In the beginning, we had a couple that were, we had one for $6,000. We had one for $4,000. The same young man bought them. It was his 21st birthday. His mom came in with them, and she said, I want you to pay for it on your credit card. But since it's your birthday, she said, Dad and I will pay it off because we want to get your credit score good. So, I mean, he bought $10,000 in snakes, including setups and full setups with lights and everything. That was a fantastic sale. It was like a $12,000 sale.
Wow, you can't really beat that. That's
No,
incredible.
and that's once in a blue moon, that happens. Because then people get these and they have their they have their animals now. They just need feeders. They just need to sustain them and breed or grow them up.
Absolutely, and
So
I mean, just speaking from what I've witnessed, you guys have a lot of repeat clientele from that too, right? Where you get lifelong customers based on either, I mean, even from the smallest sale to the largest, they
oh
continue to
yeah.
come back.
Yes, yes, absolutely. But I think that's my dazzling personality that people come back. No, I think it's because we have competitive pricing. Competitive pricing. We're in a great location now. We're like the only store in the North Valley, right off of a major interstate. And I think that has really helped us out a lot. But
With
yes,
the
we do
move,
have, uh huh,
oh, sorry, no, go ahead. With what were you saying?
I don't remember.
With the move, did you see a loss in repeat clientele, or did they end up moving over to the new store with you guys?
I did see, I'm going to say about 5%, 5% loss of repeat customers from our old location. But with that loss, we gained the customers that used to come to this location when it was the other reptile store.
Okay,
And for the
that's
first 2, 3 months, it was oh, we're so glad you reopened. We're so glad that you're back. We're so glad because they had a flood. They had that, and I'm like, we know, but we're a completely different company, and just explaining the situation became very redundant. But
Yeah, I
that's
can
what
definitely
happens
see
when you
that.
move. Yeah, but that's what happens when you move. Because we did have a sign up at the old location, but it was someone ripped it down within a day or two.
Go figure.
And then Google, you do the changes on Google. It says 10 minutes to a half hour to make your changes. I mean, if you went to Google right now, it'd probably tell you that our hours are 10:30 to 7. Even though I just had a call last week and said your hours are this, blah blah blah, and I said correct. I change it back to our new hours about every 2 months.
Okay. So what are your
Yeah,
official hours right now?
Monday through Saturday, 11 to 6:30. Sunday, 12 to 5.
Okay. Well, good news is Google reflects that.
Oh, good, perfect. But it won't in
And
two
then
months. I mean, I've been doing this
for
for 2 years, Levi.
yeah, Google's something else. I mean, the body shops that I've always worked for, we've always struggled with Google. It's like it's a number one tool, but it's also the biggest pain in the ass, right?
Oh yeah, totally, totally. Yeah,
And
definitely.
for our locals that end up tuning into this episode either now or rewatching it, and then anybody that's interested to come down, what are your guys' major crossroads?
We are at 32nd Street and Bell Road in the old AE Herps and Exotics location. We are in the Fry's Plaza between a pack and ship and a barbershop and a Mr. Vac and Sew.
Well, hold on, I'm trying to copy your address. Give me a second.
You're right.
All right. What that is the one interesting thing about the shop too is what you guys are surrounded by.
Yes,
Uh, Again, a decent location too, though, right? Because that barbershop's got some pretty decent draw of people, and then you got the sew next door, which it's still kind of weird to see that, right? You guys used to have
it
a vape
is.
shop right next door too, right?
The what was that?
You guys used to have like a vape smoke shop that was there for a little while.
Yeah, it just reopened up. So there is a vape shop there and a nail salon. And then at the very end, I want to say that it's like adult services. I have seen like some disabled adults getting like physical therapy and that kind of thing. So it's just a weird mix. And then at the far end, it says that it's a pizza place, but it's not. It's a catering business for
Hmm.
the schools in the area. I don't know. It's very nice. They're always out there scrubbing their sidewalk and everything. It's busy.
Hmm. Can't beat
And then
that.
we
Good
get and then we
neighbors.
get the traffic from Fry's. Oh, the reptile shop opened up. The reptile store. Let's go look. So the foot traffic is way, way better. Although at our old location, it was cool that one night before we were getting ready to close, um, like probably a half hour, 20 minutes before we closed, some customers from Little Miss Barbecue came in. This fucking Jacob Chikrin from the Coyotes and his dad and his girlfriend
Hey,
came in. So that was really cool. Fangirl moment, being a hockey fan and all. So that was really cool.
wait, hold on. How have you never told me this story before? You didn't
I
tell me you
thought you
met Jacob
knew.
Chickering.
We have a
No,
picture with them. We have one of our hats signed by him. I think this is it right here.
hold on,
Yeah.
hold on. Hold on. The most important part about this is why the hell didn't somebody call me?
Well, I think we were all starstruck, honestly, because I'm like, I think
I'm gonna
this,
remember
and then
this.
and then Caleb's like, "Mom, that's Jacob Chikrin." I'm like, "No, it isn't." And I'm like googling it and I'm like, "Fuck, dude, it's Jacob Chikrin."
Hey,
So
he's a
that
cool
was
dude too, from what I hear.
very, very. His girlfriend was grossed out, of course, but he and his dad were nice. His friend was nice. I mean, everybody was so nice.
Yeah,
It was fun.
that's cool thing about hockey players is 99% of them are the same or are nice off the ice. So they
Yeah.
all obviously have a hard sport to play, but off the ice they're the most amazing people.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Yeah. Back when we
Huh.
lived in Indiana, we would always go to like the Blackhawk conventions, and they were
Gross.
weekend longs. Come on, man. And this was when they were winning Stanley Cups now. So come on.
Sorry.
And we would get the passes so we could stand in line and get the autographs and pictures, and they were all so nice. So we've got Jonathan Taves, we've got Patrick Kane, we've got the good Patrick Sharp,
Ooh.
Burrish. I mean, it was great. All the good
Ooh,
old
this is
timers when it was a thing. Now they're just shit. So
uh I would say Kane's playing better for the other team now, but whatever.
oh, he is. He is. He is.
I mean, obviously he's not in his prime, but
No, no, it's like Mike Tyson last night. He's not in his prime anymore.
that fight was embarrassing. But anyways, we ain't even the reptile
It
podcast.
was
I'm not getting into those
it
clowns.
was good, but what I don't understand is why he wasn't fighting like he was training. It was like they gave him something to slow him down, dumb him down or something because he was training and it looked good. It looked good. For 58, that was good.
Yeah, I can agree with that, but at the same time, I don't know. I think it's all staged. It's more
It
becoming the
was.
WWE style of fucking
It
boxing.
was. I mean, there were plenty of times like when he's bowing down to him, he could have fucking uppercutted him right then and there, but he didn't. It was
Would have been a
staged.
national hero.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. But oh well, it is what it is. Couldn't even watch it. It was all blurry and fuzzy and shit. Buffering.
Imagine that.
Yeah, really. Really. So what do you have going on with your snakes now? I see a couple different new species that you've introduced into your collection. Let's talk about that for a little bit.
Ooh, okay. Um, ooh, that's an interesting one. So, I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, I've switched over from the boas to the colubrids. The like we were talking about earlier, the ones that don't require humidity or low humidity are easier for the state of Arizona, especially the
Yes.
metropolitan area. Uh, Venturing more into like the Lamper peltis family,
Okay.
working with some Petrophis, uh, and then really going headfirst in the skinks. Which shout out to CMB, really got it started with the Northern Great Plains. Those are
Yes.
just absolutely incredible animals,
Yeah.
and
They're
really
so cool.
got me hooked. I mean, I'm not close to even, but like I'm more getting into like a balance of the snakes and the skinks at this point.
Good.
And then the
Good.
bearded dragon that we got from you guys is thriving and just absolutely amazing. I've been sleeping on those guys too, so imagine that.
Yeah. They're great. They have great little personalities.
They do.
Little dandelion. Little
I didn't
dandelion.
didn't think I'd fall in love with a bearded dragon the way I have with her.
Uh-huh.
So it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, even my mom, she lost her husband at the end of July after taking care of him for 5 years, bedridden, blah, 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 the whole 9 yards. And then her dog of 13 years gets sick. We spend the weekend at the emergency vet with her. She ends up passing. She stays with us because she doesn't want to be alone. Understandable. I mean, she's almost 80. And I look and she's got Norm, my resident beardy. Can you see him?
Yeah, fucking Vern.
Fucking Vern. And I look and she has Norm, the resident beardy. And I'm like, what are you doing, Mom? She's like, oh, he wanted to come out. I'm like, okay, take him. And I'm like, maybe you want to get a bearded dragon. She's like, no, no. And then I look and the next one next to him, the other adult one, oh, it has a name now. She's calling it Coconut. Oh, okay, Mom. Okay. Because she has a little spiny tail lizard on her back wall, and she calls it
Okay.
Spiky. And she's like, "Oh, I haven't seen Spiky in a couple days. I hope he's okay." And I thought, well, maybe I'll give her one of the bearded dragons here. And she's like, "No." So last week, Bill told her, you don't have to be alone. You shouldn't have to be alone. And he went, found her a dog, got her a dog. She agreed to. So she's got
Oh.
this. Oh my God! She found a Frenchie for him, and it's the portliest little thing. It's like this big around and like this long with little stubby legs, and it snorts like a pig, like a Frenchie does. She loves that thing already, and that's good. But it just ties in with the you sleeping on the bearded dragons, and then my mom comes in and she's got it all on her shoulder, and she's like, "He's such a nice boy," and I'm like, "He is a nice boy." But he doesn't eat for anybody else, so that's why he's the resident beardy. He stays with me.
Oof. Yeah, the stories behind that dragon are pretty interesting, and how he'll only eat for you at the shop.
What?
Like,
Yeah. After being in complete perfect husbandry from Tara. And for the whole month, it only ate 3 superworms and like maybe one piece of green. And then she brings it back and it's just smashing everything I put into there, including gecko food. I'm like, I'm giving the crustids their food, and I'm like, let's see if you like this. Loved it.
must be
I
like
mean,
it's got to
obviously,
be some kind of imprinting situation. You know what I
it
mean? Like,
has to be
it's
because I only had the thing 2 weeks before Tara bought it, because when I got it, she was out of work and she was here almost every day, just holding on to it and nuzzling and everything. So she's like, I think I want him, blah, blah, blah. And then never ate.
huh.
He loves
That's
me.
such an interesting story. That dragon's something else too.
He is. Yeah, you can. Yeah.
All right, Chris said, what are some of your guys' goals for CMB? Let's say 2 year, 3 year, 5 year
Well,
from now.
obviously, I would love to be able to have like a full time staff. That would be great. That would be a huge goal. I want to be able to get our name out there more, because there's still people that don't know who we are. Oh, I've never heard of you. Really? Okay, we've been here pushing 4 years, and maybe open up a second location. I know Bill's toyed about the idea about that before in the early beginning, but it was very premature. But it would be cool to have 2 locations, you know, one North Valley, maybe one in West Valley, way out in the West Valley surprise area. So, I mean, that would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
So
Agreed.
that's what my goals are for CNB. Bill's are probably different, but
Yeah, I think a second location would do you guys a lot of good, especially in that untapped market of Surprise, Wickenburg.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Give the demographic. I mean, even Peoria, right? Like, Peoria doesn't have a whole lot going on out here. I know there's like Triple L, but it's in such a weird location.
It's very weird. It's a very weird location, but I don't know. Can't do anything about them. But they're a chain store also. They're not a mom and pop, you know, just like Scales and
Yeah,
Tails. That's a big, huge chain, big corporation chain, not mom and pop, where
yeah,
you
they
can
got money to
dial
throw
in.
around.
Oh yeah, yeah. Not being able to dial in and actually caring for the animals, and taking the time to get to know them and their personalities and all of that. That's really big into that.
So, what are some of the struggles you guys face as a shop? You know, something that the average keeper really wouldn't know about.
It's the upkeep. I think it's having so many animals. And then the major struggle right now is getting live feeders, rats in particular. I can buy mice all day long. Mice only feed a certain amount. I mean, you can't feed a 4-year-old boa and ball python mice. You have to feed them 10, So just being able to have that constant supply of rodents, specifically rats, has been a struggle.
And you guys
That's
don't breed your own internal feeders, right?
no, no. We don't breed anything, Bill, and you are trying to do the retic thing right now, but we'll see how that goes. But as far as that, for all of our animals, we just work with really good area breeders so we can, provide good quality animals to our customers. I think that's really important. And to
Yeah, because
educate them on how to care and, have the best quality of life. That's really important.
no, I completely agree. The education is huge. Real quick, going back to Chris's question, he just popped up there. So, would you guys do a mirror image of what you guys have going on in the north location to the other location, or would you guys have separate species? What would you change up from store to store if you added a second one?
If we added it, it would be the same layout, I believe. As far as different species, I would love to entertain that idea. But honestly, why change it? It's not broke.
Hmm. Okay, so mirror the shop from one location to
Yeah,
the other.
yeah. And then, have the POS system integrated. So if this location needs a retic and they don't have it, they can look and say, oh, well, CMB North has that, and vice versa.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so here's just a fun one with that, right? So this shop, you guys have Vern and Veronica,
I would
and
not mirror that.
you guys have Marshall, the shop dog.
Yes. Yes.
So what would be the mascot for the second one, or mascots? What would you guys do to
Oh,
add that like different factor?
oh,
Because you walk into some of these other shops and they have like mascots, but you guys have true mascots. People know Vern, they know Veronica, they know Marshall.
yes. Well, it wouldn't be either one of those. No way. Not getting any more monitors. You don't need another Doberman. It can be Norm. Norm is the mascot. Norm would be the mascot. Norm the bearded dragon,
Okay.
the resident beardy.
I don't think Norm is as cool, but
I know. He's definitely not as cool. But you don't understand these monitors. I mean, you've been seeing it and hearing it. He is all over the place. And that's just Vern. Veronica is just laying up there. She's just chill. She's just chill. She just wants him to leave her alone. And he's pacing. He needs to be by her. He needs to smell her armpits. I mean, he's bizarre.
yeah, they do
But
have a very unique relationship.
yes, they do. Yes, they do. It's cute. They're very cute.
So the going back to the live feeders situation that's going on, and this is
Yes.
this nationwide or is this just Arizona?
I don't know about nationwide. I do know that it is definitely Arizona. I know that certain or all of the stores were using the same person out of San Diego, and then there was a heat wave or something and he lost all of his breeders and his whole production and everything, and we've just never heard anything back from him.
Ooh,
So with
ouch.
that being said, it's a struggle to find another breeder and to get that service for delivery and everything, because I think everybody's in the same boat. Everybody has shops, not everybody, but the shops have certain people they go to for rats, but then that breeder isn't able to keep up with the demand. So when I order my
So
rats now, I'm only able to get usually 5 to maybe 7 medium rats. I haven't had large rats in about 3 weeks. Frozen's
wow.
all day long for frozens. But live, it's slim on the mediums and absolutely no larges.
So do you think
And
now
that
would be a good
sucks.
time for the industry to start kind of looking at maybe moving over to nothing but frozen?
Totally. I mean, there's no health benefit to feeding a live rodent. If anything, it's more of a hazard because, when you've got your 6 foot, your 6 foot retic, your boa, your whatever, it has to have a pretty big rat. And if it tags that rat in a place it's just off a little bit, that rat's going to turn around and bite their snake and cause harm to the snake. And I know people don't like to do that, but and a lot of people think that it's healthier for them because they're hunting. But I mean, you can mimic all of that with a frozen thawed rat and some tongs.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like you see, Brian Barczyk used to do it all the time. You get the
Right.
retics to come and fly out the enclosure, move around, and I
That's
mean, I do
scary.
something similar.
Yeah. Yeah. That's scary though, but it can be done with frozen thawed. Yeah. And
But yeah,
even if you have a picky one, even if
this
you have a
live,
picky snake, go ahead.
the live shortage. I mean, I feel like we've been through this one too many times in Arizona too. Like when do we start having the conversation of like when do we get a cold blooded cafe? You know what I mean? When do we get somebody that
Exactly.
can actually
Exactly.
do this to
Yeah.
a big level?
Right. And I've
So,
I've reached out to Cold Blooded Cafe, and for some reason they don't want to wholesale to me. So okay, I'll find somebody else. So that's what I've done. I found my good supplier for frozen rodents, and I use them. Actually, there's two that we use.
Chris said, "Really? Why not?" I feel like this might be a conversation for behind the scenes, Chris. Um,
For what? For why they won't wholesale to me?
yeah.
No reason. No reason was given. They just said not at this time. So,
Mm, okay.
but that's the same with Arcadia. I reached out to Arcadia because I wanted to carry their superior UVB lights. Same thing. Not at this time. And I
Mm,
think
okay.
with them, I think it's because they're already in with PetSmart and the big names. So what benefit are they going to get from wholesaling to a little shop?
Yeah, I guess I could see that. I mean, you never pass up a marketing opportunity, but whatever. They're
Right,
to each their
right.
own, right?
And that's right.
So uh with the supplies, how well do you guys do on those? Speaking of that, is that like a big selling item? Do you see upticks, downfalls in material
For
like
what type of supplies? Like
let's go
substrate.
substrate first.
Okay, substrate's good. It just depends on what species they're going for. I'm a firm believer in Repti soil over Eco Earth and Jungle Mix because those are just it's like dust. It
Hmm.
doesn't hold
Okay.
humidity. It doesn't absorb water. That just holds in pools of water in your enclosure. But if you mix it with something, it can be okay. But I don't like either one of those. But I carry it because some people do prefer it, and then some people prefer the Repti chip over the Pro Coco, the coconut husk. So we carry it all. We carry it all.
Okay. And then what would you say like all the other miscellaneous supplies? Do you guys do pretty well with that with like hides, lights, etc.?
The lights are constantly reordering those because they don't last very long. And that's what sucks. The heat lamps do not last long
No, no, they don't.
at all. What else you got for me?
Hmm. Ah, partnership that you guys recently added on. Well, not I guess not recently, but not. I don't feel like it got enough attention. Where do you guys get your enclosures from?
Well, we have kind of partnered with Apex. I mean, he came to us, presented us with some things. We've got a beautiful enclosure, 8 by 4 by 2, set up in shop for people to see and view. And they can either purchase them through us or through the website, but that's about as far as it went.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, yeah. So um, basically, if somebody needs like a 4 by 2 by 2, and they don't care if it's metal or whatever, I really just send them to Dubia.com because those seem to be pretty sturdy and reasonably priced, just for like a good startup before they move to PVC or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I
but
mean, some
otherwise
shops you
we're.
see
Mhm.
like where they have the enclosures, but they definitely don't have like the 8 by 2 by 2s or 6 by 2 by 2s.
Right,
So,
right. In the beginning, we were with 5150 reptile cribs and things, and like the whole back of our store was filled with them. but I'm not 100% sure if Elazar's still making them or not for like public and all of that. I'm not 100% sure on that.
I think he moved like private for the most part, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, he can message me and correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I want to say that too. I want to say that too. But great enclosures there. I mean, we still have his enclosures in our store. So, I mean, our whole black wall, our whole black enclosure system, we have three of them. Those are Elazar's 5150. And the two
Yeah,
4x2s on the floor are 5150. Just really good quality. Can't can't knock it on anything.
100%. Yeah, Elazar makes some really cool enclosures. I like what he does over there.
Yes, he does. Makes really good enclosures.
Chris trying to give us a sneak peek of the club.
I'm sure I saw that. In the
So,
club, we're all fam.
so overall, in the last 4 years, have you guys ever looked at each other and been like, we're in over our heads, we should have never done
No,
this? Or are you guys
no.
satisfied 100%?
Yeah, 100% satisfied. Although me, because this was supposed to be Bill and Caleb's thing, and they were supposed to work it, and I was just supposed to come in and help out here and there. And now I'm like fully invested. Like Caleb's moved on. He's moved, 38 miles away or 15 miles away. He works Sundays for us, and I am here 6 out of 7 days. It's just like second home. I wouldn't have it any other way. I enjoy
Hmm.
it. I enjoy it when I'm here, but when I'm home, I don't want to mess with a fucking reptile. I don't want to go help Bill out in the snake room. I don't want to change waters. I don't want to, mop up snake urates. I just don't. I want to enjoy my dogs. I want to do laundry. I want to do normal household activities and chores. But for the most part, yes, 100% happy with where we are. It's scary opening up a new reptile store when we first opened up with, I think at that time there was only 13 or 14 in the whole valley, which is a lot. But now I want to say that there's 17 and we're still able to do it. I think that's pretty impressive. To be a small
I,
mom and pop store, start from nothing and just build this, it was pretty amazing. It's a pretty good feeling. And then to
Agreed.
meet the
I
great
like the.
people, to meet great people that enjoy this too. I mean, we met you from coming in here, I mean, just amazing people that you can meet. And there's some assholes too, but that's with everything though. That's seriously with everything. You've got your good and you've got your assholes. So just take it for what it
No,
is.
absolutely. I think one of the greatest things I've done for my career in the reptile, well, not, I wouldn't even say career. One of the best decisions I've ever made in my life was walking through those doors and meeting you and Bill. And the relationship that we have built has been by far one of the most important in my life, let alone the reptile industry.
I think so because yes, we're shop owners. Yes, we know some big names in the reptile community nationwide, but we're just normal people. You come in and talk to me, it's going to be like you're talking to me now. I mean, I'm a very humble person. I'm very down to earth. I'm, I just think I'm very approachable. I put myself out there. I'm not so much social media bullshit. That's Bill's deal, but I'm just a normal person. I don't think I'm anything special. I just like to be honest. And if I don't know something that someone's asking me about, let's research it together. Let's see what we can find. That's just me. I've been this way my whole life. And I think
100%.
that's
I can stand
important.
behind that.
I think that's really important in any type of industry to be genuine because there's a lot of people that put fronts on. And then when you see them out in public and wherever, they're just completely different. So I think being a genuine person is very important.
I agree 100% with that. And I would back you on everything you said 100%.
Thank
Like
you.
there's no difference between you, like when I've come over and kicked it with you and Bill and Caleb and everybody at the house, to the Dana that comes into the shop every day. It's the same
I
exact
might use,
person every single time.
I might swear a little bit more because I'm in my own house, but I mean, we have customers that have become friends that just come and hang out with us here. You've done it. It's just, it's fun. It's community. It's enjoying something together, you know? And I really think that's important. And sometimes I might not act like I'm paying attention, but I hear what you say and I'll answer. I think that's the mom that comes in because I can multitask. Oh my God. Whatever, dude. What the fuck ever. I'm so over him. Oh, Vern.
That lizard is such a pain in the ass.
Let's take a look at what he did. Okay, so these were up there. Oh, look. She's trying to get away, and here he is. He just dumped all the enclosures over, or the tubs, to get to her. Such an asshole. He's such an asshole. Vern. Thank God for Lola. She's going to clean the mess up now.
Hey, shout out to Lola.
She has earbuds in. I don't think she can hear you. Oh, there you
Oh.
go. Hi, Levi. And she's been with us since the beginning. She got her first ball python from us and down it when we were in Sunny Slope. And she still comes around and hangs out and helps out. It's great. It's great.
Yeah, and she's one of the nicest people that I've met there. She's an absolutely incredible person.
Totally. And then we've got Courtney and Ethan here too. You've met Courtney and Ethan, and they're here hanging out. And she needs to get some large frozen rats. So we'll oblige her with that since that's not the only thing I have for. I mean, I'm fully stocked on all frozens, but for larges, yeah, have to be the frozens. But yeah, I just like keeping it real. I'll bullshit, joke. Then there's serious and serious times too. It's life. It's
Yeah,
life.
absolutely. I mean, the overall atmosphere of CMB, in my opinion, is just it's a family vibe. You know what I mean? You walk in, it's light. It's not
Yes.
all business all the time. You and Bill
No.
are extremely open to just about anything, and it's
Yeah. Pretty much.
literally to the definition of a family vibe. I mean, I walk in, walk behind the counter, sit down, and I can be in there for hours and not even
Totally.
realize it's been hours. There's been
Yeah.
times where I'll spend the day over there, and I'm like, "Fuck, where did the day go?"
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Because It's a relaxed atmosphere, and you're having fun. You're talking about shit you want to talk about. And I'm not a pushy person. I mean, if you want to stay for 6 hours, go for it. You're going to do your thing. I'm going to do my thing, and we'll talk in between. It doesn't matter to me. It's cool.
I think one of the favorite things about you when I go there is you treat my daughter like your own.
I treat her better than my own because I was not a very nice mom when Stella was little. But I treat the kids like that because they're kids. And I've learned a lot raising a daughter. I've learned a lot. And they're kids are great. Kids are great.
She definitely loves going over there because she gets
And
spoiled
that's great.
fucking rotten every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. And that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm like the auntie, give her what she needs, give her what she wants, and then send her home.
Every time I turn around, she's getting something from you. It's incredible.
Yes.
My wife feels welcome there. I'm welcome there. The kids are welcome there. It's
Absolutely. Absolutely. We're a family. It's a family run business, and that shines throughout, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even just regular customers that have never been in before that walk in with the kids. I mean, you give the kids the same attention that you do the adults. You guys aren't out to make a sale right off the rip. You guys are more welcoming than anything else first.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you don't know what you want sometimes. You just need to look at everything. And I'm fine. Take your time. If you have questions, let me know. I'm not going to be hovering. I'm not going to be hovering over your shoulder. Oh, he's been in this one section for 10, 15 minutes, Look at everything. People want to look and see how the animal acts and move on to something else. And that's fine. I've already said, if you have a question, let me know.
100%. I mean, I've witnessed it and it's great. And then like, the education that you offer too is absolutely incredible. I did that one YouTube video where it showed off you working with hash.
Mm-hmm. I loved that snake. I missed that snake.
I still ain't let that one go.
I
Hash
know.
was
But he needed to go breed.
incredible.
He needed to go breed.
Yeah, fair.
Okay. Everybody's looking at what he's doing back there. Being
Those
an
fucking
asshole.
lizards, man. There's
I'm
something
telling
else.
you. They're like little kids. Well, he is. He's like a little kid. He's like a toddler.
Yes,
Jumping off
yes,
of
he
couches
is.
and shit. Jumping off of couches.
Fucking constantly getting into something or moving behind something, running around doing
All
something
the
he ain't supposed to
time.
be doing.
All the time. I'm going to see if I can plug my phone in if it'll charge. I think I have to turn the PlayStation on. How do I turn the PlayStation on? Maybe
That's a
just hit
Bill
the button.
question. I don't know.
Okay. Okay, we're charging now. I think.
Well,
Yeah, it says we're charging.
I guess it's a little ideal timing. I'm gonna hit you with a couple of wrap up questions and then we'll go ahead
Yeah,
and wrap the episode. You down for that?
I'm down. Bring it.
All right. So we already asked about the 5-year plan, right? But as
Yes.
far as the rest of the time that you and Bill have together with this
Yes.
shop,
Uh-huh.
what is ultimately your guys' retirement plan with this?
Honestly, we would just like to hand it over to the kids. Hand it over to our kids if they want it. If not, then I don't know if we would sell it off or if we would just close it down or whatever. In all honesty, I don't know what we would do. I know we've talked about wanting to hand it over to the children, but if they're not interested, that's fine because people change. But we're not going anywhere for a while. You're going to be
Okay.
seeing us
I
for a
mean,
long time. We're young 50-year-olds, okay?
you guys wouldn't anybody that walks into the store would never be able to call your guys' ages out. It's actually pretty incredible how youthful you and Bill act on a day-to-day basis. It's a lot of fun.
But I think Bill's gray hair will give him away. But no, we're youthful 50-year-olds, so
All right. So my final question for you
yes.
guys. Oh, hold on. Fuck. I did it on the final question. I lost the fucking question. I've saved it the whole goddamn episode. I just lost it.
You
Hold
didn't
on.
type it in your notes?
No, it was something I thought
Oh,
of on the fly. I was gonna ask the retirement question as the last one, and then I thought of one even better. Hold on. It'll come
okay.
back to me. No, it won't. God damn it. I lost it.
Come on, you know it's deep in there.
Oh, damn it. It was a really good one, too. Son
Did you
of.
say it? Did you tell it to
Ah,
Chris?
no, I got. Okay. So,
Okay.
one of the biggest things that you hear about up and coming keepers, breeders, and people around the hobby is one of their biggest goals is I want to open a reptile shop.
Good
If you
luck.
can give your most genuine advice to somebody that is actually looking to open a shop and is dedicated to it, what would that be?
Would be you're going to be in for the long run. It's going to be tedious and tiring, and it's going to test your face a little bit because people are ruthless. People are ruthless. And then you've got your people that are just stand by this shop and I'm not going to any other shop and I'll come in and check out your shop and that's going to be it. But hold on to your ass because it's going to be a hell of a ride the first year. And don't think you're going to get rich the first year and become a millionaire because that's not going to happen. It's a tough business. It's a tough business right now, especially with the economy. I mean, we opened up on the tail end of COVID. I mean, and if we can make
Mm.
it with opening up on the tail end of COVID, going on to 4 years, I think we're pretty good. I mean, I feel like just now coming up on 4 years, we're just now starting to get our name out there more, and people are starting to learn about us and know about us and everything. So it's gonna test your faith.
That's actually some really solid advice. I like that. They're in it for the long run.
They are. They are, because you're going to go through your peaks and valleys. You're going to be like, this is great. This is amazing. I get to do what I love every day. And then you're going to go through your period where I don't think I want to do this anymore. I'm not enjoying it. It's actual work. It's not just for fun anymore. And that's a hard balance to come between. That's why when I go home, I don't want to mess with reptiles. I like them. I love them. I appreciate them. But I have to separate myself. I don't want to talk about it. We can do that tomorrow. We're together 8 hours. We can talk reptiles tomorrow. That's why when Bill wants to go TikTok live and talk about retics, it's like, fuck. Okay.
Burnt out. Leave me alone.
Yeah. But yeah, it's great. It's great when it's great, and it's bad when it's bad. I mean, it's just life. It's just the way things are. It's just the way things are. I mean, everything is that way. You will get burned out, and then you'll find your passion and the love for it again. So you just got to ride the wave.
Literally the long haul. I love it.
Yep.
Well, Dayna, it's been real. Thank you for coming on. This is your first podcast ever,
My
right?
very first podcast. Yes.
Well, I'm glad that I'm glad that you allowed us to bring you on to feature your store.
I was so excited. Bill's been like nervous. He's like, oh my God. And I'm like, it's Levi. It's Levi and Chris. It's what's going to happen. It's been great. I enjoyed it.
It's been an awesome episode. I'm glad that we got to highlight you and the store. Again, anybody that doesn't know, this is my family away from my family.
Thank you.
The relationship that we have developed is, again, I think one of the most important relationships I've had in my entire life. You and Bill and Caleb and Stella.
You're real. You're one of the realest ones there are. I mean, you tell it like it is, and I love that. No sugarcoating. I don't sugarcoat. It's great. I love it.
We got facts. And again, the way that, you treat my kids like they're your own, and Bill does too, and the projects that we've all worked on together, and just everything that has been the last, probably 3.5 years has just been absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I agree. Well, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it.
Anytime. And I will be through hopefully next weekend. Life's been crazy, so I want to come and see you guys. I wanted to go down there today, but wife had a schedule change, so it is what it is.
Levi, life happens, and you just got to roll with it.
Yeah, I've been told that a couple of times. I don't like rolling with things.
Yeah, you got to roll with it, bumps and all. Get a good suspension.
I love it. Again, thank you so much for coming on, Dayna. I appreciate it. This has been a great episode, and looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, same. Me too. It's good. It was fun.
Have a good night. Thank you again.
You too. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Like, subscribe,